Most people think you need a factory, staff, and a huge loan to start a real product business. That's simply not true. Some of the most practical, everyday products are being made by one person, using one machine, from a spare room or small garage. If you're a small business owner or someone who wants to build something tangible instead of chasing online trends, this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through 7 machines that can produce items people reorder every single day, from food packaging to custom apparel to essential disposables. Some are surprisingly affordable. One of them costs less than a high-end laptop. And a few of them tap into recurring bulk demand that many beginners completely overlook. I'll break down what each machine does, what it costs, how difficult it is to run, and who actually buys the final product. Watch until the end, because the ranking might change which business you decide to start. We're going to start with the highest investment machine and work our way down to the lowest cost option. Stay tuned for number 1. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. We do not guarantee income or results. Success depends on individual effort, skills, and market conditions. Number 7. Disposable glove making machine. A lot of beginners ignore this category because it feels too industrial. But here's the reality. Gloves are used once and thrown away. That repeat consumption is the real story. This machine takes rolls of polyethylene, film and feeds them through a heated mold that cuts and seals the glove shape in one motion. Finished gloves drop into a stack, ready for packaging. The footprint is about the size of a desk, and once calibrated, one person can manage it. The entry cost sits between $6,000 and $10,000 depending on speed and automation. Material cost per glove is extremely low, often a fraction of a cent when buying film in bulk. Wholesale pricing usually lands around $0.02 to $0.04 per glove, depending on thickness and order size. With steady local contracts, realistic monthly profit can range from $1,500 to $4,000, not overnight, but through consistent supply. Demand comes from bakeries, salons, cleaning services, and small food factories that reorder constantly. The caution is simple: this is a volume business. You need buyers lined up before you switch it on. If you're comfortable selling business to business and handling bulk orders, this becomes predictable income. If not, the next machine might feel more flexible. Before number 6, take a moment to like this video and subscribe for more smart business ideas. Our goal is to reach 10,000 subscribers, and your support helps this channel grow and bring you more real opportunities. Number 6. Disposable tableware food container machine. Here's a shift happening quietly. Restaurants want to replace plastic, but many struggle to find reliable local suppliers. That gap creates opportunity. This machine forms biodegradable plates, bowls, and meal trays from paper pulp or sugarcane fiber. You load pulp into molds. The machine presses and heats it into shape, then pieces dry before trimming and stacking. Molds can be swapped, so one setup can produce burger boxes one week and compartment trays the next. Cost starts around $4,000 and can reach $9,000 for higher output models. Raw pulp material is affordable when sourced in bulk. Production cost per container often lands between $0.05 and $0.12, while wholesale selling prices typically range from $0.15 to $0.30 depending on size and customization. With steady restaurant contracts, monthly profit can realistically sit between $2,000 and $5,000. This works best for someone comfortable approaching restaurants and delivery kitchens directly. It is not a passive business. You need space for drying racks and consistent quality control. The upside is long-term. Sustainability is not a trend anymore, it is policy-driven. And that gives this machine staying power. But if you prefer something simpler and more established, the next one might feel more straightforward. Number 5. Aluminum foil container press. Food packaging looks boring until you realize how much of it moves every single day. Walk behind any busy kitchen and you'll see stacks of foil trays disappearing by the hour. This press transforms aluminum foil rolls into ready-to-use food containers through stamping and forming molds. You feed in the foil, the machine shapes it under pressure, and finished trays stack automatically. Change the mold, change the tray design. Entry models usually cost between $3,500 and $7,000. Aluminum foil rolls are widely available from packaging suppliers. Production cost per tray can fall around $0.05 to $0.08, while local wholesale prices often range from $0.12. to $0.20 per unit depending on thickness and size. With a few restaurant contracts, monthly profit of $2,000 to $4,000 is achievable through steady reorders. This business makes sense because restaurants do not experiment much with packaging suppliers once they trust one. Reliability beats marketing here. The mistake beginners make is underestimating delivery consistency. If you miss supply during peak hours, they move on quickly. If you want recurring demand without dealing with food recipes or branding trends, this machine offers a practical middle ground. Quick question for you. Which of these would you realistically start with based on your budget and space? Drop the number in the comments. Number 4. Automatic cookie making machine. Most beginners think baking is about creativity. In reality, profit in baking comes from consistency and speed. This machine solves the biggest bottleneck in small home bakeries. Instead of hand rolling or piping dough one tray at a time, you load prepared dough into a hopper, select a nozzle, shape, and the machine extrudes evenly sized cookies directly onto baking trays. Every piece comes out uniform, same weight, same thickness. That consistency matters when you start selling in volume. Entry models typically range from $2,500 to $4,000. Your production cost per cookie, including ingredients and packaging, can fall between $0.20 and $0.35 depending on recipe. Retail selling price for specialty cookies often lands at $1.50 to $3 each, especially for custom, vegan, or gluten-free options. A small operation supplying cafes or selling online can realistically generate $1,500 to $3,500 per month after expenses once steady orders build. This works best for someone who enjoys recipe testing and branding, not just operating machinery. The real advantage is scale. You can fulfill event orders without burning out in the kitchen. But remember, food licensing and local regulations matter. Get that sorted early, and if cookies feel seasonal, the next machine taps into a year-round health trend. Number 3, peanut butter grinder. Here is something interesting. People are paying more for fewer ingredients. A tabletop peanut butter grinder lets you turn roasted peanuts, almonds, or cashews into fresh nut butter in minutes. You pour the nuts into the top hopper, internal grinding plates crush them into paste, and smooth butter flows out ready for jars. Texture control is simple. Adjust grind time and you move from chunky to ultra smooth. Machine cost usually ranges between $600 and $1,200. Raw peanuts bought in bulk keep production cost per 16-ounce jar around $2 to $3, depending on nut type and added flavors. Small batch brands often sell those jars for $8 to $14 at farmers markets or online. With consistent weekend markets and a few retail placements, monthly profit can reach $1,000 to $3,000 once brand awareness grows. This business makes sense because consumers are actively avoiding mass-produced spreads. Loaded with additives, it is ideal for someone comfortable engaging customers face-to-face or building a small online food brand. The mistake is ignoring shelf life and labeling compliance. Clean branding helps, but food safety builds trust. You prefer wearable products instead of edible ones. The next machine moves out of the kitchen entirely. Number 2, candy making machine. Candy looks simple. Melt sugar, pour into molds, done. But the real opportunity is not the sugar. It is the customization. A compact candy making setup lets you melt sugar, blend in flavor and color, then pour the mixture into molds for lollipops, hard candy, or gummies depending on your configuration. Some models even include semi-automatic wrapping, which saves serious time when orders grow. The entire setup can sit on a sturdy table in a clean workspace. A basic machine typically costs between $2,000 and $4,500. Ingredient cost per piece is often just a few cents. For example, a custom lollipop may cost $0.10 to $0.20 to produce including packaging, while selling for $1 to $3 at events or online. With themed drops, party orders, and seasonal bundles, realistic monthly profit can land between $1,500 and $4,000 once demand stabilizes. This works especially well for creative entrepreneurs who understand branding and social media. Visual products perform well online. The catch is differentiation. Plain candy competes on price. Custom, themed, and limited edition candy competes on experience. That difference determines your margins. If candy is about creativity, the next machine is about pure accessibility and low-risk entry. Number 1, T-shirt printing heat press. Most people overcomplicate their first manufacturing step. They look for complex machinery when sometimes the simplest equipment opens the widest door. A heat press allows you to transfer designs onto t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, and even caps using heat transfer vinyl, sublimation prints, or DTF transfers. You position the garment, align the design, close the press for a few seconds at the right temperature, and the print bonds permanently to the fabric. The learning curve is short. After a few test runs, you are production ready. Entry-level presses start around $250, while combo models usually stay under $600. A blank shirt might cost $3 to $5, and a transfer print another $2 to $4. That puts total production around $6 to $9 per piece. Custom shirts commonly sell for $20 to $35 depending on niche and quality. Even with modest volume, monthly profit of $1,000 to $3,000 is realistic for a solo operator. This model fits beginners who want low upfront risk and direct-to-consumer sales. The real advantage is flexibility. You can test designs quickly, pivot niches, and validate demand without heavy inventory. That makes it one of the safest starting points on this entire list. At the beginning of this video, I said you do not need a factory or a big team to start a product business. Now you've seen 7 examples that prove it. Different investment levels, different markets, different levels of complexity, but all possible with one person and the right machine. The key is not chasing what sounds impressive. It is choosing what fits your budget, your space, and your ability to sell. Some of these require bulk contracts. Some require branding. Some require consistency and operational discipline. None of them require a massive industrial setup. Real businesses are built on solving everyday needs. Food packaging, apparel, snacks, disposables, simple products, steady demand. Start small, validate locally, improve gradually. One machine, one product, one focused decision at a time. If this breakdown helped you think more clearly about real world product businesses, subscribe for more practical machine ideas and share with someone who may need it.